Allez, 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 hop, hop, Macaro. La bobo. Mais macaroni, spaghetti, meatballs. Non.
Good morning, afternoon, evening everyone. Welcome to another fortnight beginner series to that great game. Of course not, it's Managersim. Welcome to the Managersim beginner series. This is episode 29 now, and we will talk mostly today about obviously the DoughnutCup plus some rules to do DoughnutCup, and then some little trivial thing right at the end which I hope you like. Also we introduce you to a new screen which is going to be used during the DoughnutCup, and hopefully you'll see it right now. Here it comes. So there it is, the DoughnutCup roundup, and there's the trophy which won't be presented obviously to the winning team because it'll probably be eaten by then. And yeah, so this is a screen which will replace the Managersim Elfsborg screen you just seen for duration of the DoughnutCup. So we're going to do kind of like a roundup every time I can manage to do an episode showing what's been going on. So first things we need to do is we go straight to the DoughnutCup, and all the fixtures have now thankfully been done. So let's go and see what they look like, and hopefully you'll be able to see most of that. As you can see, Group A's fixtures all been done and Group B's fixtures have been done. If anyone changes any fixtures in the meantime, can you please let me know so I can amend this little spreadsheet. The first game is actually going to be Elfsborg against Hammarby on the 2nd of June, game time 2009. As you can see here by these numbers, it's kind of what order the games are going to be in. So for instance, there's going to be first 3 games in Group B even before Group A starts, which is actually with my own side, Elfsborg. So there are the fixtures for all the games. Again, please let me know if there are any changes to these fixtures. To the right hand side, obviously you see the DoughnutCup again, which is already starting to be eaten. Probably not by me. So we'll go straight now into the game, and what we're looking at is the strat computer, because what we're going to do soon is we're going to talk about the history of this league. But we'll first go to my inbox. We've got some information from Dave. Dave has done a little piece for the Elfsborg side, and there it is, Elfsborg. I arrived at Elfsborg on February 28th, and the first thing I thought was this club needs a lot of work. We are building a brand new stadium with a capacity of 80k, which is over double of the current one, but will not be ready until another 1.5 seasons. There's some fantastic managers here in Sweden, and their commitments to their clubs are being matched by some of the board's decisions to build new stadiums for their teams as well. Yeah, wish my board could do that, but I kind of got it a bit too late. We have not got much money here at Elfsborg since the board are investing in new stadium, but we need a complete clean out. Staff and players have come and gone, but several more players need to be looked at. This was done on the 18th of April, by the way. So they have progressed since then. I've instructed my scouting staff to go out and look for players. However, I've decided to get them to look for players who I can bring in very short contracts so I can evaluate them before giving them longer ones. Looking at the player stats sheet does not mean he's a good player. He might say he has high stat in shooting, but if he's an attacking and fails to score goals, he's gone. And these are the players he was buying before. This is 18th of April again, so I'll just let you guys have a look at there while I drink my drink. So again, if managers want to do this, then please do send me some reports about your side, audio or video. Video would be great if you can do that. Just tell me about your side. You can tell about the Swedish league. You can tell about the DoughnutCup coming up, and you can always talk about Managersim. It's entirely up to you. It'd be nice to actually have more managers coming in and helping out if they want to. So it looks like Dave's done some really good signings there. So and players he had to leave as well. Of course, this was done on the 18th of April. We're now 16th of May, so a month later. So there's been plenty of changes, and there's also been plenty of changes since the last episode. But we'll go through all that briefly later. One thing I need to discuss is more about the rules of the Doughnut Cup. So here comes the boring stuff, I'm afraid. It hasn't actually been updated in the rules, but again, you can see the rules in these forums. Click on that button and the rules. The rule basically is what might happen if you miss a tick and the assistant manager puts players in. So we all know during the game that the players will get injuries, and these can happen at any time. As the Doughnut Cup has strict rules on who can play in this, yes, I am reading this from a sheet, then you must make sure that you set your tactics match squad on the fixture list before any group game. If something happens and the assistant manager puts a player into the side, then you need to let me know which match he played in and the player's name even if it was out of your control. Because sometimes players get injured while you're sleeping during ticks and you don't know he's then put another player in. Most sides taking part are mostly under the players are mostly 22 or under, so this should not affect us too much, but I know some sides like Hammarby, for instance, have got a slightly older squad. Basically, if the assistant manager puts in a player and he's over 22, again, players who turn 23 during the Doughnut Cup are fine. They have to be 22 as from June the 1st, but sometimes a player gets injured during a tick and the assistant manager puts another player in because you don't know obviously that player was going to get injured, but the assistant manager will put in the next best player into that position. And if you've got a squad of older players, he might put someone who isn't 22, who could be 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, whatever. So when that happens, you have to let me know, alright? And I'll look at this and do it from a match by match basis. So basically these what I decide I'm going to do. I will then look at the match result and see if this player affected the game. If he was a member of a side that won or draw and he played a part in that result, like getting a man of match or a rating of 7 or above, or scored a goal, or even scored a goal, then the game will be awarded to the other side 3-0. Alright, that is my rules. I'm not going to change them. As he clearly played a part in his result, even if he was only on the pitch for a few minutes. I will look clearly at his manager rating and his stat rating and see what he gets. If he went on in the game and he got maybe a 5 and he didn't do anything, then I might reconsider and then I'll make a judgment about it. Hopefully this won't happen too often though, because hopefully all you guys will set the mat engines. Please do. Already have done from my side. The manager that received a 0-3 result must sort out his side for the next group match. Bear that in mind in a minute. If though the side he played for lost, then the result will stay as it is because it clearly didn't do anything. So for instance, if the assistant manager put in a player who's over 23 into a side and your side lost 2-0 anyway, the result stays at 2-0. Okay, hope that makes sense. Okay, if the side has 2 consecutive 3-0 results awarded to the other side, then they will get a warning, in bold letters, warning. If a third game is then awarded 3-0, then the side is kicked out of the cup and the rest of the games will be awarded 3-0 to the other sides, the rest of the games which were left in the group. Any games that the side had played before this and were legit, these results will be overturned and given as 3-0 to the other sides. So therefore, the side that's been kicked out will finish bottom with all defeats and every game they played as a 0-3, because it's only fair on the other sides if they've been kicked out, because it's kind of like Bolton Wanderers at the moment in real life. They thankfully have been saved, but their past couple of league games they've been playing their kids because that's the only players they had, and they've been losing 5-0, 4-0, 5-0. And now they're starting to get a squad together. They might improve, and so some sides are complaining they've had these sides who beat them 5-0 had an unfair advantage. Oh well, there you go. So this side, if this side's been getting 3 warnings, that means 3-0-3 results, they'd be kicked out, and then all their games will be voided, and all the other sides will get the 3 points for a win. It's only fair. Okay, one possible way to avoid this: any player you've got who does not fit into the Doughnut Cup, send on holiday leave. Send it just before your games start, because then the assistant manager can't pick a guy who's on holiday leave. He will have to pick someone else. Even if the assistant manager picks a youth team player, youth academy player, that's fine because he's under 22. Right, Hope that makes sense. Again, any problems, then please let me know. That's the boring stuff done. We're now going to do some trivial stuff, and then we'll do Elfsborg, and then that'll be it for today. Basically, when I'm not having my webcam today because I've just got home and I'm feeling pretty tired. Basically, when we did the Elfsborg, where Elfsborg were, they're not actually in Elfsborg. Elfsborg is actually the name of a county region which actually doesn't exist anymore in Sweden. They were originally called Elvenborg, something like that, but they decided to get rid of the A and gave it the E, which is not an English E. It's a Swedish version of E with apostrophe. And they call themselves Elfsborg. When I did that, a lot of people liked it and had some great feedback. So I actually did a bit of history about the other sides. So let's talk about the other sides. What screen shall we look at? We'll keep this screen. So just listen to my voice instead. Right, yeah. The first side. Oh no, let's look at the league table. Let's do about the league table. That's a good idea, actually. Hammarby, right. Hammarby. I wrote this as well. Hammarby are one of 3 teams we see here, human teams, that is based in Stockholm. So Hammarby is a Stockholm side. Haven't got much more than that. They're just a place in Stockholm. Djurgården have got an interesting history. Djurgården is actually in English, it's called the Game Park. It's an island within Stockholm. And it's actually called the Royal Game Park. So Djurgården, you're a pretty royal side. And you're located also in central Stockholm. How about that then? Malmö. Malmö, you're the most successful side in real life in Swedish history. You've won 23 league titles. And we'll go through that table later. You've won 23 league titles in real life. Woohoo! So not too much pressure then, Kay. Not too much pressure. Anyway, Malmö actually means gravel pile. A gravel pile on a hill. And you were in fact Denmark's second largest city after Copenhagen until 1658. So Malmö was actually Danish. And then from 1658 you became Swedish. Malmö's not the other former Danish city, by the way. There's another one. Gothenburg, probably another famous name. I think their team in real life is called IFK Gothenburg or something. Gothenburg, or they pronounce it differently in Swedish, obviously, but English speakers we call them Gothenburg with an extra H. Gothenburg, you're named after the Gotha River, and Borg means castle, so basically castle near the river. How about that then? And you're also the second most successful Swedish club in real life. You've won 16, I think, league titles. Elfsborg, we've done Elfsborg already. We did that last time. Örebro, which I keep saying sounds like a Swedish sweet. We'll do pronunciations of that better sometime in a future episode, maybe. Örebro means gravel as well. Gravel, and bro means bridge. So gravel near a bridge. I know, strange name. AIK is actually it means public sports club. It's a public sports club, and you're also based in Stockholm as well. So again, there's 3 clubs that are based in Stockholm. Trelleborg, you're the second. Well, Trelleborg, the town, was the second town that was formerly Danish, and you moved over from Denmark to Sweden again. I think in the same year, actually, 1658. Yeah, so you and Malmö moved at the same time. Trell means slave, or something to do with slaves, and Borg, of course, means castle. So slave castle or something, something like that. Sorry, VF and Helsingborg, I haven't done you guys today. I will do you guys if you want to, sometime in the future. I'm just doing DoughnutCup ones at the moment. But all-time real-life champions in table and games won. Basically, Malmö are top. They've won 23 real-life league titles. I think they won 23 and then 20 championship titles as well. So they've done, amazingly well. Second are Gothenburg with actually 13. Second in the all-time list. Malmö overtook Gothenburg in 2012. Third was AIK with 6 titles. AIK are the current real-life champions, by the way. 5th is my Elfsborg, with 6 championships, but they've won. Their win percentage is lower than the AIK. We then have to go to 7th to find Djurgården. They won the league championship 7 times. And then there's a bit of a jump. 11th is Örebro. They have never won it. 12th is Hammarby. I think they've never won it. Or they might have won it a few times, but not many. Trelleborg are 20th. I did do Helsingborg here. Helsingborg are 6th with 7 league championships. And VF, you're right at the bottom with 20. You're in 28th position and you haven't won it. So that's an interesting thing to look at. So Malmo are the all-time most successful club in the Swedish league in real life in wins. But who are the most successful in the game? We're set in 2009, and I think this game started in 2003, didn't it? So you look at the stat computer, which is up here. Stat computer, then countries, and then Sweden. So you can always find the old leagues here really good. So we'll go back to the first season, which is only a few seasons ago, which was 2002-2003. So there we go. So what strikes you there? Hammarby, last season's champions, were actually in the relegation zone end of this season with 26 league games. Again, we had that tick problem that made us have 27 this season, but that's finished. So Örebro were the league champions. Gothenburg were 2nd. Helsingborg were 3rd. If we went forward, we'd do the cup after the league. Next season, Halmstad won it. Kalmar came 2nd. Djurgården came 3rd. So the champions finished down in 4th. Hope people are keeping track of who's won what. Yeah. Halmstad easily won that, by the way. If we just went back there, they won it by 13 points. Wow. Another season, we're getting 3rd season. VF won it. AIK and then Trelleborg, so again a new champion. Elfsborg, my side, really had a bad year. We go to 2005-2006. AIK, who finished 2nd last season, won it this year. With Djurgården and then Malmo. Another season again. Or them won it first. I can never pronounce that name. Alright. Berhan, you probably can pronounce it much better than me. And you can see the Champions League spaces actually started to fill up a bit more here. We actually got one more Champions League and one more UEFA Cup space in this season. Orgrat finished first. Hammarby, Malmo, first time they featured. Trelleborg and AIK. Again, my Elfsborg side are not featuring here. 2007-2008, so we're getting very close now. Gothenburg were the winners. Then Djurgården, Malmo, Örebro, AIK and Elfsborg. Hey, my Elfsborg side finally feature. And then we come to this season. So it looks like every season we've had someone different winning it. So will that change with Burnham's Hammarby side, who only finished 8th last season, funny enough. Gothenburg were the champions and Djurgården 3rd. So Djurgården and Gothenburg are kind of in the same positions. Not in the kind of same positions that we are this season, but you can see where, like Gothenburg, I think finished 4th. Malmo finished 3rd last season, and they finished 3rd this season. Consistent then. Gothenburg finished 4th, so Gothenburg dropped from 1st to 4th. Malmo stayed 3rd. Djurgården stayed 2nd because it was Hammarby who were the side that jumped all the way up from 8th to 1st. And this was before Berhan took the side, by the way. My Elfsborg side finished 6th last season. I was actually the manager then, interestingly. And there, you can click on there and there's all the fixtures. So let's go back again to the first season and let's look at the cup winners. And then after this we'll do a brief talk about Elfsborg, and then that'll be it for today. So in cup in 2002 the winners were Örebro. Next season it was Gothenburg. Season after that it was Hammarby. Season after that AIK, so it's all different winnings again. Season after that Hammarby won it for the 2nd time. And this season, this season, you see on the screen, that's what I'm trying to say. Gothenburg, I think that's the 2nd time they've won it, isn't it? Am I right? Sorry, I'm just double checking that I was right. That's the second time they won it. Hammarby have won it twice. Gothenburg won it twice. So let's go all the way back up. And then, yeah, Gothenburg won it the season before. And so this year, who won the cup? I got knocked out early, so I didn't really know how we got we featured. This year, Djurgården won it. So does that mean yeah, it's the first time they've won it, I think. So Gothenburg and Hammarby have both won it twice. In real life, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know who won the cup last year. Okay, that's that. And then final bit of today is my Elfsborg side. What's going on? Because originally this series was the Elfsborg. Not much is going on with my side, to be honest with you. We are starting to lose a little bit of money, which is a little bit of a worry. That will happen, I'm afraid, during pre-season because there's no league games, so no massive crowds. Hopefully the DoughnutCup will bring some money in, not too much, but I am losing a little bit of money. But I should be alright for the rest of the season, even though it will be a long pre-season. History, I haven't really done much. I've only expanded my club ground. I sadly was here way before the stadium expansions came. Have they changed? No. Yeah, I never had that amount of money to afford a massive stadium, sadly, and so that could prove a pretty disadvantage to me in the next couple of seasons, especially with a number of the sides we see here have getting Hammarby isn't one, Djurgården. Oh yes, we're going to go for each side, aren't we, as well? Like Malmo got 80,000. Gothenburg going to go to 80,000. Sorry, I'm going very quickly here. Orebro 80,000. ARK stays as they are. Trelleborg 80,000, so that's 4 or 5 already. And Helsingborg, are you going 80,000? No. So yeah, about half these clubs are can have capacity of 80,000, which will make them richer than some of the other clubs. Back to Elfsborg. That's a new club. Elfsborg. I've got some free transfers. I think one of my I actually bought players. Oops, I got him and I freed him. It's not that one. It's one of these. I got a good sub goalie, Dalfosa. He can feature in the DoughnutCup. Here he is. This is my new star player. He's a leader. He's only 18 years old, and that screen is massive, isn't it, for you? There you go. Gradala, something like that. So he's a future captain. He's got some decent secondary stats. His dribbling and flair is a bit low though, but he's got good aggression. Yeah, and my main problem is still that I'm trying to get rid of players. It has gone down. I'm now down to 44 now, but and then I will see. Because I might free transfer a couple of others if I don't actually sell any players. The problem I might have is that when pre-season comes and the game ticks over June the 1st, then I might have to look on the free transfer market and might get some more bargains in, which means I will have the problem of more players again. But let's have a look and see how the other clubs are getting on since the last episode. And one club clearly has been really, really busy. Is Mike over at Helsingborg. Helsingborg have been, as you can see, they've been since that is a lot of players, and Mike's club Milan have loaned him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. Quite a lot of them are low skill players though. Mike said that to me, so it's not me actually saying that. So, and then I'll pick one who's really good. For instance, yeah, some low skill players to get experience. He's good. Actually, he's a good 16-year-old, and Mike has, which is fine. I was worried about the DoughnutCup, then I realised Helsingborg are not even in the DoughnutCup, so he's got nothing about the rule about you can only play 2 loanees in your matchday squad. Oh yeah, bear that in mind. You can only play 2 loanees in your matchday squad. I might not have actually said that. It's in the rules, isn't it? But again, only 2 loanees are allowed to be in the match squad of 16. If you play more than 2, even if they don't feature in the game, then the other side will get the 3-0 result. So don't put more than 2 lone players in your 16. I think not many of the sides I've noticed when they've been buying players have got loanies in the side. I think I'm one of the few that have got one or two. Helsingborg obviously got a lot, but they're not actually featuring the cup. But as you can see here, Mike's squad he's been really busy, and he's got some really good players there. So he must have now the problem of a large team. And yeah, he's got 45 plus 45 players. So his squad is actually larger than mine now. I haven't got the biggest squad in the Swedish league. But as you can see there, he's got a good mixture of some really decent players. He's selling Lundberg actually, which is a really good defender. See, Mike, how much are you going? 75 million. It looks like you need money, Mike. Good luck in selling him. Oh, that's one thing that I wanted to bring up actually, Bern. It looks like the sale feature. When you put in a press release and you put sale and then you get clubs coming to bid for you, it doesn't seem to be working. Can you look into it? But anyway, back to Mike's side. He's got now 45 players, looking really good. Very young players, so he could feature in the Doughnut Cup next year. How's the other sides doing briefly? We'll only go briefly through this because we have been quite a few minutes already. Burnham's side, has he been making any purchases? He got one loanee from Milan who could feature in the good player. He could feature in the Doughnut Cup, and he's got a player on a big club clause, Brendan Brown. Very good. Irish international. He's only 18, so he'll definitely feature for 8 million. He'll definitely feature in the Doughnut Cup. Djurgården, Sven-Goran Eriksson, who I know isn't really Sven-Goran Eriksson. Someone else. Okay, you must have links with this club. Lewis, who is the manager of that side. Sven, you must have links with Lewis because, or he's a friend of yours, because you're borrowing 5 players from him, which is fine. That's fine. That is the rules. But again, let's see, their age is 19. Oh, that player could be going because he's transfer listed. All these are transfer listed. So all these loanies are transfer listed as well. Interesting. And they're all under 22. Right, so Sven. I will call you Sven because that's what's the manager's name. You have to bear in mind that you can only play 2 of these 5 youngsters in the matchday squad. Alright? If you play 3, the result will go 3-0 the other way. They're the rules. Okay, so there's your friendly warning. But anyway, good players. Some good players there. And he's actually sold some players as well. Alters April the 19th. This is just after I've done my last episode. Oh, and look, you played friendlies against AIK. And you played a lot of friendlies against AIK. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12 friendlies. Interesting. Malmo, K, how are you getting on? You play friendlies against Man United a lot. Ooh, interesting. Good. Have you bought players? Yes, you have. And, oh yeah, of course. Malmo got to the UEFA Cup final, but they sadly lost 1-0. That was heartbreaking. Especially you thought you were going to do a lot worse than that. Is this the game replay? Oh, this is the game replay. We don't see the game replay. Let's go to the result. There you go. Very tight game, but lost by an early goal. Oh, you dominated that as well. Oh, unlucky, mate. Oh well, good money. You lost to Inter, who were a very good side. Managed by... Who are they managed by? David Dubicnik. Okay, never heard of you. Anyway. You bought some really good players there, looks like it. Let's see. Let's just pick 1 or 2. A Romanian international. He could feature in a Doughnut Cup. Oh my god, look at this player. Bruce. Scottish, must be. International as well. And you've got him for 20 million. Way, that's not bad at all. Really good. Good secondary stats as well. And then you've got another youngster who could be a potential captain because he's got leader type. Really good players. Really good players. You should do well. Orebro. No, sorry. Gothenburg. Let's go to Gothenburg now. Luis, of course. How are you doing? You haven't bought anyone since the last episode. Interesting. So you're relying on your squad, which is a decent squad, don't get me wrong. You got, look at those 200 strikers. They're going to feature heavily in the DoughnutCup, I'm sure of it. So Luis hasn't bought anyone. Elfsborg we've done already. Morton, how you doing at Oribro? You've had a lot of friendlies. Oh, you haven't bought many either. You've actually sold a player. I think, yeah, you sold a player, an international as well. Are you short of money, I wonder? How much did you sell him for? 25 million. Oh, nice. Very nice. Okay, interesting. So the last two clubs haven't bought anyone. AIK. Now, AIK are my tip for doing well, actually, next season. I think they're going to do really well. Z, how have you done? Well, of course, you played 12 games against Djurgården. Okay. Both teams are based in Stockholm, so that kind of makes sense. How you been doing? You've been, since the last episode, you haven't really been that busy, actually. In fact, you've only just sold a player to Real Madrid. That player there, and how much did you sell him for? How much did you get? Only 5 million? Crikey, that's a bit of a bargain for 5 million. So, no, Z hasn't been busy. Trelleborg. Dave, how are you getting on, Dave? Hope you're well. How's your history been? Yeah, you've had two. You bought 2 players, I think, since the last episode. Let's have a quick look. Harrison, yeah, good. He will do well in the DoughnutCup, I'm sure. He'll play a few games. Oh, I see both 2 players for the future. Oh, Manning's injured. Good start. So you haven't been transfer heavy. VF, who are not in a DoughnutCup. But Andy, how did you get on? You've been building up. You've been buying 5 players. Oh, quite a few players actually. You've been buying more than 5. Let's just pick 1 or 2. Oh my god, look at the one I picked. 98 skill. Very good secondary stats except for the aggression. How much did you buy in for? Free transfer! Bloody hell. That is a bargain. Well done. Well done you. And then a 96 midfielder for 9 million. It must be on the big club course because that was very cool. Yeah. Wow. You're doing really well for this. You're buying some really good players here. Let's just put it this way. I think VF. Let's make a prediction here. VF are not going to be finishing 9th. They're going to finish much higher. And it's frightening to see how much money has been spent on these players and how much money Elfsborg side haven't got. So I might be looking heavily in the free transfer market for players coming in. But again, I'm not going to knock my Elfsborg side that much because we have got quite a decent little side. But I don't think we're going to do that well next season. I think we might finish lower than 5th. Let's hopefully the board are going to be nice to me because the progression of these other sides is frightening. Finally, Helsingborg. Of course, we know Helsingborg because we've seen them already. And Mike has bought quite a lot of decent players and quite a lot of good, decent loanies. I might have to, depending how my league campaign goes on, I'm not going to get any loanies for the DoughnutCup. I've got 1 already. I might have to bring some loanies in because my Elfsborg side compared to some of these sides we're going to suffer a bit. But we've got some really, I think getting Floretta and getting Guadella, I'll probably pronounce these players completely wrong. It's good progression. Again, we've got a pretty sound defence with very good youngster there and Oberman and him. I can't pronounce these names. Good solid defence there. Where's Boti? Buki even is probably our star player, Italian international. So we've got some really good players there. If we just look, I think my Elfsborg side are better than all the AI sides. No offense, AI sides. So we should finish 1, 2, 3, 4. We should finish 10th or higher. I'm hoping for 5th or for around these positions, but it's frightening what players have just been bought in. AIK looks strong. VF looks strong as well. They are going to go up. I think one of these guys might suffer because that Gothenburg might suffer. Even Burnham's Hammarby might suffer because Djurgården, Malmö, Gothenburg. Oh, Djurgården and Malmo, AIK and VF all look really, potentially really strong. And then don't miscount. Don't think about what am I trying to say? It's difficult when you've got no script. Don't ignore, that's the word, Örebro or Trelleborg or Helsingborg. They will do better, I think. It's going to be interesting next season. And of course, we'll see it all on these episodes. So that's enough of me rambling. I've been talking for well over half an hour. So I hope you enjoy this episode 29. Episode 30 will feature, I think, just as the Doughnut Cup is starting. So it'd be good. Looking forward to that. So that won't be for, it's May the 16th game time. So I don't think it'll be probably this weekend maybe. We'll do the next episode. Today is the 11th of September. 11th September. So yeah, it'll be a couple of days time I think when this ticks to June when's the first game again? June the 2nd, which will be Trelleborg against Hammarby. Again guys, if you think a player who's in a team is over 22, again they can turn 23 during the month. But if he's over 22, like 25, 26, 27, then it's up to that manager to let me know, and I'll look at the match stats and then I'll make a decision. But here's all the fixtures again. When the results and games have happened, then please put them into the forums, all the results, or you can mail me if you want to, but it'd be probably a better idea to put them into your groups and your results. So K, you look after Group B. When games and that stuff are finished and all the results, please post the results on here, and I'll look after Group A obviously. And then all these results as we go on during the game, during the episodes, you'll see this fill up, and of course we'll have the all this will fill up as well. Again, this is just pretend results to make sure everything fits. And if this works this season, then we will do another Doughnut Cup maybe next year with hopefully a few more Swedish sides, or we might open it up to some other sides. We'll see how successful this one is. But that's it for me. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll talk to you soon. Again, if you want to send me some video clips or audio or things like what Dave did there, then please do. All welcome. Okay, goodbye for now.